Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Red Maple Ranch. Good morning. I am super excited today because I finally bought my first farm implement for Red Maple Ranch. So not just a brush hog, but an actual farm implement. So I was able to get a disc and a Cultipacker sight unseen from an auction. So we're gonna go check those out now. We'll pick them up and we'll see how they look. So thanks for watching. All right guys, so here we go. We have our hose crimper in the back of the trailer here, the back of the truck. It is a Park Crimp 1, I think, so I have to look into that more. Fortunately, there was no dies with it. I did ask about that. We have our disc. It's probably about maybe an 8-foot disc, I'd say. Hard to tell without a tape measure, but looks like about an 8-foot disc. And we got the chain down, and we have our Cultipacker, a little bit older, but still, you know, decent shape for what I need to use it for. So my dad just finished strapping down. We're gonna get these checked and then we are back on the road, get home and test these out. Okay, well, we were able to get this unloaded. So the Cultipacker over there in the yard, the disc I just put here for now. And I just do a quick overview. So I paid 400 bucks for this thing, which is not too bad. I mean, definitely some of the discs are getting pretty bad. They're broken on the front, but most of them are still in decent shape. So I'll have to test them to make sure they're all freed up still and the bearings are okay, but we have a couple grease fittings we'll have to touch up. And for the most part, I don't really see any farmer repairs or welds on here that look too out of place. So definitely gonna need 2 new tires because I feel like this one would hold air. It's in decent shape. I might be able to throw a plug or something in there. But the other side is pretty dry rotted, so I don't think this one's gonna hold air. So definitely need at least 1 tire. And the hoses, pretty confident that as soon as I put some pressure on these hoses, they're gonna blow because they're pretty dry rotted too. So might end up with a few new hoses, a few discs, definitely for the front. The back ones actually seem pretty good. I don't see any big breaks or anything, so maybe we'll get lucky. But I think for now, it'll serve its purpose and we'll get it tested out. We actually want to move the garden down here to the bottom of the yard, as well as plant some wildflowers for the bees. So I think that'll be a good test to try to get the soil tilled up, and then we'll use the Cultipacker and see if we can get some decent growth down here. So as for the Cultipacker here, same thing. I think, I didn't measure it yet, but I feel like it's about an 8-footer, maybe a 9-footer. And let's see what brand it is. It starts with a B, I can't remember. This Brillion, B-R-I-L-L-I-O-N. So I'll have to look that up. Looks like there's definitely been some repairs on this. I mean, looks like cast steel, and to weld onto cast steel is definitely not an easy task. So this is looking pretty rough, but looks like it was broke right here at some point. This whole corner broke off. So somewhat of a poor repair there, but if it holds, it holds. That's really all that matters. Same thing, the bearings are pretty shot in this, but it should still serve its purpose. Our rollers are still moving. We have a few broken ones here. Definitely one in the middle. The 2 in the middle are probably the worst too. So at least four broken rollers, which isn't the worst thing ever. And the same thing, I paid $400 for this, so $800 for the pair, which not a steal, but not a bad price, especially when, you know, it'd just be nice to have something around. But yeah, we'll get these tested out and see how they do. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Sean. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Pennsylvania. It's actually Friday the 26th of 2024, just for my own reference. And if you remember previously, I think we were able to pick up that Cultipacker and our first set of discs for the farm we've ever had. So it is time now that it's been nice. We're gonna try and till our first field here. So we have about half an acre, and this is really just part of our yard by the house here. And really the only point of this is to kind of practice a little bit. And my wife has a few pounds of wildflowers and some sunflowers, and hopefully that helps out our bees. And basically it's gonna till from right below our fruit tree orchard all the way this way and just plant all that again in wildflowers and some sunflowers. Also going to try to move our garden down here this year since it's a lot better dirt, but that'll be, you know, interesting to see how that works because our front yard is mostly gravel and red dog from being a parking lot most of the time. But first things first, we can go over the tractor here. Definitely needs some air in the tires. This will be the first time I got it out for the year, so got a little bit flat with those tubes in the front. And unfortunately I wasn't able to find a 2-bottom plow yet for this year, but my brother-in-law was able to lend me his. So we have this older 2-bottom plow here. I've never used one, so feel free to critique me in the comments, all you actual farmers. And he helped me set it up to where you're supposed to offset it to the right to where this front blade is almost in line with the inside of the back tire. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough width in my 3-point hitch to push it over that far. I don't know if you could tell, but I actually flipped these tires around so I could brush hog on our hills a little bit more sturdy. The tires go in the other way, so they'd be sitting under the fenders, but still, I think this will get me far enough. We'll give it a shot. So he said, go ahead and dig these things into the dirt about 10 to 12 inches and should be good. So we'll give that a shot and plow from the inside out, right tire in the groove. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm sure to a lot of you guys, you're like, yeah, that's day one stuff. But for me, this is the first time we've ever tried this, so it's a learning curve. So we'll give this tractor some air in the tires. We'll plow that lower field a little bit. Like I said, it's probably about half an acre, maybe a fourth of an acre. And then we'll disc it. We'll throw our seed down and we'll hit it with the Cultipacker and we'll see how it looks after that. So I'm gonna hop on here and we'll catch up with you after that. So I don't know about you guys, but I have had terrible luck with the tubes inside these front tires. So I've tried to have this thing off, clean it, clean the rim, clean the tire. It always seems like it loses just a little bit of air, like a slow leak. Of course, I have these filled with water too, or actually windshield wiper fluid basically. And you can tell these tires, I mean, they're pretty checked. Like I said, I've owned this tractor for 2 years now, maybe. Didn't pay much for it, so I'd love to get new tires, but these are such a weird size. Probably end up having to get tires and rims just to get something more common. So we'll worry about that when we need to. But for now, it's been going well, and we really just use it for brush hogging anyway, so it's not super critical. All right, we'll get this thing fired up and try and get this plow going. We'll see how it works here. well, that was really rewarding. Watching that topsoil flip over is so satisfying. A few key takeaways from that I just found out pretty quickly. One, I cannot drive a straight line if my life depended on it. Two, if you get down into the rut, it is very difficult to get back and makes it difficult to keep that straight line. Another thing I noticed that might not happen for a lot of established fields is that since that was virgin ground, I would be going along and then all of a sudden I would hit either a tree root or a stump or something, so that made it difficult. Really, I should have been able to set the height from what my brother-in-law said and then not worry too much about it, but it was difficult to steer and control the height on this because my field was so full of bumps and waves. Had to keep riding up and down on them and adjusting the height ever so slightly. It seemed like the sweet spot was within an inch, but that inch on the adjustment was constantly changing up and down. So definitely worked out well. Need to take these off now and we'll get the set of discs out and we'll give those a shot. So that'll be the first try for those. So let's get these off and go from there. Okay, so these discs, they're just the toe style here, so should be a lot easier just to back up into this, try to get it up. Well, I might have to get a high lift to get it up on the jack here, and yeah, we'll go from there. Just enough slop in there. All right, beautiful. Okay, so now that this is hooked up, there was really only one other thing I was worried about, and that's these hoses to lift it up and down. And they are pretty dry rotted. All right, well, they're in. Okay, well, pretty much what I expected. So we had one hose break right here on the end, and there was another break up by me because I got sprayed. Oh, right here. Okay, so it's the same hose that broke, so that's good. It's this top one. It was still trying to get there. Really, it only broke when it maxed out the wheels and maxed that pressure. So I think we're good for now to get through today. But oh, chain, look at that. How about that? You never know what you're gonna find. I think we're good to get through today, just because I want to try this thing out and work on getting that hose. But I did notice we need to get some air in those tires pretty quickly here, even though we're only going about 15 feet. Be nice just to have that there. So let's get those air in the tires and then we'll work on getting this disc going and we'll see how it looks. I'm pretty excited. Hope you are too. Okay, the $1 million question. Will it hold air? All right, this is not giving me much confidence. Oh, look at that, man. What a score. Tires even hold air for the most part. I don't know how. These things are so shot. But hey, whatever. If it works, it works. Get a little bit more on this one. This one looks a lot better. Well, we're farming now, boys. Brand new valve stem in this thing too. Look at that. All right, let's get this thing going. I'm excited. All right, well, that was all we had to do. So that was 2 passes with the disc. So Ty actually stopped over, my brother-in-law, and he said that it's supposed to be nice the next 2 days if I let it sit and kind of dry out a little bit and then do it again 2 days from now. It'll actually turn out even a lot better. So we're gonna do that. So it's Friday right now. So we will wait until Sunday again. We'll disc and then we'll Cultipack, seed, and then Cultipack again. So I think that'll be pretty good. Just gonna clean up here for a little bit. And of course, Marissa, Walker, and my father-in-law just got here. So we're gonna pick up some sticks for a little bit because I was plowing some pretty good sized sticks and rocks in there. And we should be good to go. So thanks for watching. I will see you in 2 days for the next round. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's Sunday now, so a couple days later from our first disking that we did on the field here. I actually was able to disc it one more time last night before bed, so it came out really nice. We spent a couple hours just picking through sticks and rocks, and it made such a big difference. A little bit of trash in here too, some metal. Of course, you find all kinds of stuff with fields like this. So pretty excited. I'm gonna throw the Cultipacker on the tractor now, so we'll see how it looks after that. But we'll throw the Cultipacker on, and then we'll seed, and then we'll Cultipack one more time, and hopefully this field is ready to go for our wildflowers this year. So should be pretty easy, quick process today with just the Cultipacker, but you never know. So we'll get that hooked up and we'll catch up with you then. Okay, well, we got the Cultipacker on. This thing is absurdly heavy. but it's hooked up. So I think I mentioned it before, this is an old Brilliant Cultipacker, so it's pretty beat up, but for the price I paid for it, we're hoping it just does the job here. So nothing special, just testing it out. So I saw a few more sticks that I happened to turn up whenever we were disking yesterday. Toss those in the woods. And of course, the stuff we were finding in here, I think there was one more thing I was looking for. A little piece of brick in here. Look at that. I mean, how this was all forest when we first started, and I ended up clearing most of this. I could understand the sticks, but I mean, some of this stuff, I mean, how did it get here? How long has it been here? There's actually one specific thing I noticed from the tractor that I want to make sure I grab. Somewhere around here. Not that big rock. Ah, where is it? Of course I won't be able to find it until I hit it with the Cultipacker. Oh my, yeah, look at that one. That's a good disc killer. Into the woods. All right guys, I found it. So I was just running through the field here, picking up a few more of these rocks and sticks. Sure enough, can you see it? Can you guys see this? Look at this thing. What is that? An old timing cover maybe. Who knows how long that was there. I don't know. How does that get here? How does that get to a place like this? I guess you never know how things change over time, but we're gonna get that out of here because I don't want to be hitting that with the Cultipacker and the discs. Okay, so we got a significant amount of those sticks and rocks and metal and whatever else picked up. So I think sticking with our same strategy as the discs, I'm just gonna run this Cultipacker in about third gear. We'll see how it goes. So it is time to go. So all right, well, how exciting. That was pretty good. Better than I expected, actually. The old Cultipacker here, even though pretty worn out, actually did a surprisingly good job. So I didn't really have a good pattern. I'm sure there's some kind of pattern you're supposed to follow with this, but I was really just trying to get it as even as I could. I know I have a lot of obstacles with my trees and this telephone pole, kind of a weird shaped field in general, but looks great. Extremely happy with it. Even did another couple hundred square feet up there. So I'm just gonna walk through now. I think my wife and son are coming out. We're gonna throw some seeds and we'll just pick some sticks and other rocks while we walk through it then. And we'll Cultipack one more time and that'll be it. So should be a little bit easier now, a little bit less noisy at least than being on the tractor. So let's get these seeds and we'll start scattering them around.
Hey guys, it's Marissa here. So we're getting ready to put the seeds down. I have some seed paper here. Some of it's left over from our wedding a few years ago, so I don't know how much it's actually going to grow, but I wet it down to let it start to germinate. It's been out here for a few days. I don't see any seeds growing, so we'll see how it turns out. I have some tulip bulbs here. They're not supposed to go in until August. I've been keeping them for several years, so we're just gonna throw them in the ground and see what we get next year. Better than just being in our shed. And then we have the pollinator wildflower mix because we have the bees up top. We're hoping to, you know, have something that they like. It comes with like this water, I don't know, like so it holds the water better. And other than that, it has like zinnias, coneflowers, basil, poppy. I planted some last year, none of it grew, so we'll see. And then this is just a mix. We had a bunch of different wildflower packets we just threw in here to see what will grow. I definitely see, you know, some black sunflower. That's an easy one to pick out. So let's get these in the ground, and then we have a like a 35-pound bag of just black oil sunflowers we'll throw in a different section.
Okay, well, that's it. Looks like the time lapse cut out there after a little while. I don't know how much you guys actually caught of that, but we are all done now. So we have tilled, picked up sticks, disked, picked up sticks, disked again, picked up sticks, cultipacked, seeded, and cultipacked again. So I'm so happy with how this field came out. And again, I know this doesn't look like much to a lot of you, but to us, it's just a huge step in somewhat of a lifelong goal, and really just building off of this with the farm and trying to see exactly where things go. But this was such a good first step. Really a lot of hard work went into just having this small field done, even from buying our first few pieces of actual farm equipment. So very exciting, very interested to see how it goes. But until then, I'm excited to tell you that I will see you guys on the next one, and hopefully we'll build on this even more. Thanks for watching.